Hello, my fellow Americans, Canadians, Germans, and people from every other country that's not important. A great tragedy has occurred, one that needs to be addressed. In a recent superhero movie, the hero of that movie, if we can call him a hero, decided to act out of character and kill someone. The so-called superhero belonged to DC Comics, and I think we all know who I'm talking about right now. Pretty obvious that I'm talking about Green Lantern. Mr. Jordan's actions have inspired other superheroes to act in similar manners. As we notice, Spider-Man's out there snapping necks now, and several other heroes. Wait a minute. Hal Jordan didn't snap Parallax's neck. Perhaps I've been judged too quickly. I may be getting him mixed up with another superhero. Who could it have been? Let's see here. Oh yeah, it was Batman, right? He had that whole rule about not killing people, and then he pushed Harvey Dent off that thing, and he broke his neck. That's right. Yep. And when you do that, everyone knows that when you kill someone, you become just as bad as them. There are no honorable professions out there that require the taking of a life. None whatsoever. There exist no extreme circumstances in which it is necessary. No one ever deserves to die, and if you kill someone, you become just as evil as they are. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe it wasn't Batman. Maybe it was a different superhero. Maybe it was one of the Marvel guys, like Captain America. Didn't he kill people? I don't remember him killing anybody with a neck snap either. Maybe it was someone else. Let me think here. Oh yeah, John McClane. Didn't he kill somebody? He like snapped that first terrorist neck, and after that he became as evil as them. Isn't that right? Let's see here. Kenshiro maybe? Maybe not. Maybe it was RoboCop. Seeing something here. I'm seeing maybe a red cape. Maybe. Oh yeah, it's Thor. In the second Thor movie, doesn't he kill that guy when they're making that prison escape? During the big battle on Asgard, snaps his neck. No, it wasn't Thor. It was someone else. He was a DC character. Oh yeah, but it was the Superman. Yeah, that sounds somewhat right, but I mean it can't be because Superman doesn't kill. Like ever. Like not once. I mean. If anyone ever shows you something that makes it seem like he did, it's obviously taken out of context. He never actually really, kills anybody, right? It's not that he just doesn't kill people. He doesn't let other people kill anyone. He does whatever it takes to make sure that everyone survives, no matter how good or how bad or whatever the circumstance. There's no times at all that he's ever tried to kill someone or been manipulated to kill people or anything, because he's, if he did any of that, he just wouldn't be Superman, right? Now, I know this could come as a shock to you, but I'm actually not real. I'm not sincere in this video. It's surprising, I know. But, truth be told, I don't really have a problem with heroes killing. In fact, I believe it's the right thing to do, and I sometimes think it's wrong for them not to do it. Now, please understand, I'm not saying that it's always right for them to kill, or that, people that, think they shouldn't kill necessarily always think that they become just as bad as the people they killed. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but, in the movie when he killed Zod, not that Zod was actually powerless, but in the other movie when he killed Zod, he was fighting a guy that was, just as strong as him, and, had the intention of killing everybody, and it was presented with a choice to either kill the bad guy and save those people, or not save those people and let them die. And I think he made the right choice, and I think it would have been wrong of him not to have made that choice. Kenshin Nomura, he's one of my personal favorite fictional characters. He has like a no killing rule also, and goes out of his way to make sure that no one dies in battle too. But even he was put in a similar situation that Superman was at the end of Man of Steel, where he was fighting Jinji, I believe, and if he didn't kill him, the main female character of the series, Karu, would have been killed. She would be suffocated, and given that choice, between he had to take his life to save her, he made the same choice Superman did in the movie. Of course, he ended up getting lucky, kind of, and she ended up breaking the enchantment that was on her of her own will. But that's not the only time he even makes that choice where he's willing to kill to save an innocent life after he's made the vow not to kill anymore. Later on, he fights a member of the Jukon Goten. I know he It's that guy with that long hair. I don't remember his name. It's like Choi or something like that. He draws the sword and does an attack that would probably kill the guy, not knowing that it's a reverse blade sword. So he gets lucky again, but he was under the belief that it was not a reverse blade sword, so he thought he would have killed the guy. So both times, though, he's willing to break his rule about killing people in order to save innocent people, which is what I believe is a noble and right cause, or right I believe it's the right thing to do. Before you use a picture of the Justice League, one of its incarnations, I can assure you that all these members have killed before or tried to kill people in the past, except Vixen and Black Lightning, as I haven't read enough with them to be sure. Goku, another famous character that killed people throughout his series multiple times. People that believe Superman doesn't kill, they have some reasoning behind it, though. There's several comics that deal with him being against killing and fighting really hard against it. Kingdom Come by Mark Waid's one of the most popular ones. I read that one a while ago. I mean, may want to reread it though to be sure. But I know Waid's come out and said that he was disappointed with Superman killing in Man of Steel, and it didn't feel like it just didn't feel right to him. It didn't feel like it was something that he would ever do, that Superman should ever do, and would ever do. And a lot of people kind of feel that way kind of about it. And I just kind of disagree. I just like to now kind of just go about and look at Superman throughout throughout all time. It's kind of like the main point of this video really is to just see if it was justified really to present the character in that manner that it was portrayed in the Man of Steel. First and foremost, though, Zack Snyder, the writers of really anything have a right to present something however they want to. So it's fine the way they portrayed them because that's the way they wanted to. But I'm gonna now try and look and see if you take everything from the comics and just look at it, not just from the comics, but from Superman just throughout, all time, just looking at him in all sorts of different things. Is there any, how many instances is there when he kills? Is it just maybe once or twice, or is it never? We're just gonna have to take a look and. We're going to look at Superman throughout all sorts of different mediums, and just see if it makes sense the way he acted in the movie. In addition to times that Superman's killed, we'll also be looking for times that he's tried to kill, or times that he's allowed people to die, or times where he's tricked people, put them in harm's way purposely, trying to get them maybe to die or be done away with. We're going to be looking at all those. We'll be looking at Elseworld stories sometimes, although obviously those don't have as much, probably strength behind them in a lot of people's minds, which, makes sense. But we'll just be looking at all of it and just seeing how many times he's been interpreted this way. Obviously I won't get all of them, but I think I'll get a good number, I'm hoping, so. Let's get started then. First off, I had to find a bit of early annoyance to this before I saw Man of Steel. There were a lot of comics, that basically emphasize this point about Superman, and I like Superman, so I kind of just, after a while, this was just something that kept reoccurring all the time in his comics and in Batman's, this whole thing against killing. I just started to get, beat to death all the time. Some of the comics I remember reading, or, watching some of the movies, like Superman vs. the Elite was one, and it was just kind of, the movie was better than I thought it would be, I like the action and stuff in it, but didn't really necessarily agree with the whole message, and didn't think it was all that well handled. Kingdom Come was another one where they hit on it. And then this one was Sinestro War Corps. He was really excited because Superman was going to show up, for the little bit in the story kind of. And sure enough, that's the thing they have to get across to you, is that he doesn't kill because he's fighting Cyborg Superman, and Cyborg Superman says, basically you can't kill me, I think he says, and then Superman's I've never tried. That's the only thing that really Superman's pretty much said in the comic. And it's so far from what I've read, and it's you have all this, and that's the main thing we always have to get across. It's just so annoying after a while. But it just kind of started to drive me crazy. It's talked about a little bit in Superman Brainiac, which is actually a great comic. Jeff Johns is probably my favorite comic book author right now that I'm reading. He's just really good. It was really handled well in that, but then it's strange because they made a movie adaptation, Superman Unbound, where they changed some things that just made the movie version really terrible. But yeah, so I was really annoyed with this before I went into Man of Steel, and then when I saw the movie, I was just I thought it was great. When he killed Zod, I was just yes, we finally made a good choice. And thing is, a lot of people actually, most people were fine with it and liked that he did. I remember people applauding one time when I saw it. I remember, everyone, one guy was like, "Yeah, it's my boy right there," and he, killed that guy, and then, other people, the average person going, was probably going to, support his actions and stuff. The people that disagree are going to be some of the, just hardcore, comic book fans and stuff like that basically see it that way. But most people, don't read the comics, so the first thing we're going to take a look at is just Superman on the screen. Basically, there'll be movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff. Cartoons will be looked at. All those will be looked at, and we'll just see if how the Superman that most people are used to seeing, if he's killed people. Alright, so for a good frame of reference, we're going to look at Superman throughout all time again. So it's going to be the Golden Age. It's when he first came out, from like 1938 to about 1950. Silver Age will be from 1956 to about 1970. Bronze Age from 1970 to 1985, and then the Modern Age, lastly, will be from 1985 to the present. But it should be noted that some of the exact dates when the certain ages started are a little iffy. Alright, so the first on-screen appearance of Superman that I'm going to be talking about anyway would be George Reeves's in The Adventures of Superman. We also portrayed him in some of the movies like Superman the Mole Man and stuff like that. This was like in the 1950s, around like the Silver Age kind of era more. Was when people would have been watching him on TV, and while he, I don't know if he actually directly killed, people like in not nearly as brutal a manner as Man of Steel. I did see an episode. It was the second one of the Adventures of Superman, the Lighthouse, where he does actually kind of kill a bad guy. The guy runs at him with a rock, and he sidesteps and lets him fall off the ledge. I mean, he knew clearly what he was doing. He knew that by moving the guy would fall off the ledge. You can kind of blame the one guy for it to some degree, but I mean, you know that he was kind of trying to kill him, and he didn't show any like care or anything like that, or sorrow over the guy's death. He just kind of went down there and told the other people, like, "Oh, well, that's taken care of, no big deal." So that's kind of how he acts here. And then another episode, another stolen costume. He takes a guy that I think steals his costume or something, puts him up on top of this ledge, and the guy tries to climb down and dies. And once again, he doesn't really care that he died. It's fine. He didn't care for that guy at all. So it's this is how he's portrayed back then, at least on the screen. This is what people are watching. All right, moving on. We'll now talk about George Reeves. Now we're on to Christopher Reeves. This is the Richard Donner movies. I seem to love these. That talk about him. That I think Superman wouldn't kill, but he actually does kill. Twice in these movies, he kills Zod in Superman 2, and he allows Ursa and Non to die. And he also, in Superman 4, I believe, he kills the Nuclear Man. And doesn't show really any care that he killed any of these people or that they died. It's what he wanted, really, for all of them, it seems, because for all four of them, he directly killed two of them. So that's how he seems to act. In addition to this, we can also talk about, I guess, in 2006, Superman Returns, which is kind of connected to those movies in a way. He does kill Lex Luthor's henchman when he lifts up the mountain. He kills Kumar and some of the other henchmen of Lex's, and so I don't remember really caring that he seemed to kill them at all. So yeah, this version of Superman from 1981 and then the 2006 when he Superman Returns, he kill people, and this would be considered, I guess, Bronze Age-ish / modern with Superman Returns.